this in her talk during lunch is that unlike Colonial Williamsburg, which is a really wonderful representation of 18th century history in America. I love Williamsburg, but it's completely different than Sonoma in the respect that this is an economically viable working community where people live and come and visit. So what you end up with is the Central Plaza, which General Vallejo, who established the Pueblo of Sonoma, prior to even, well, it was right around the time the mission was established. He laid it out like a typical Spanish city, and it was all to our advantage for that, because what you end up with is an opportunity for kind of a central place for people to gather, to shop, to eat, and to communicate with each other. So that still exists here in Sonoma. Okay. It's the largest plaza in the region, and so it's really a desirable place for picnicking. You can go to Bella Cheese Factory, which is a multi-generational artisan cheesemaker just a block over, and you can pick up lunch.
I got it.
You can come into the plaza and eat here. You can pick up a bottle of wine at the wine shop. So that's kind of the basis of why Sonoma is desirable. What I think is really great about tourism in Sonoma is that you can have a Ben & Jerry's in the old Pinelli building that was built in the 1890s, and you can have the cheese factory in kind of a gaudy 50s style building right next to the Toscano Hotel that was built in 1850. So it's an interesting place to come, but at the same time, as you're shopping and eating and walking around the town, there's an originality and character to what you're seeing. For instance, most of you are from California and you're familiar with the California bear flag. 1846, where this post is right here, was the first time that the California bear flag was raised in the state of California. So it's a really important spot. So if you care about that, that's an interesting angle to the story. If you don't care about it, then you move on and you talk about other things. So I think the reality is in a town like this, there's something for everyone, right? You can taste wine on the plaza. You can drive 2 miles and be at the #1 bonded winery in California, Buena Vista Winery. It's the oldest winery in California, and it's just 2 miles from here. So within this very small area, you have this really fun place to visit. You can go to a spa at MacArthur Place Inn, and the original building was built in the 1850s. So although there's new buildings incorporated into that hotel, there's an era of history and uniqueness that I think people are really kind of pining for. Yeah, it's great if you go to New York, you can stay at the Four Seasons, or you can eat at Per Se, or you can go to Lincoln Center. But the reality is, when you come to a place like this, there's a uniqueness and kind of an originality that exists because of the historical context.
Yes. What is the name of this building right behind us again? Where the gelato and
that's called the New Creamery, or the Creamery Building, as we would call it. It's the original, and when we go to Masonavi, you'll see these photographs, but the Pinelli building, this, we call it plum stone, is the type of stone that's